There we go. Yeah, so we will, yeah, have some, I'm going to grab some bricks. You can, oh, we'll come down, we'll lie down, obviously. It's the best way to start. Oh, have a little wiggle until you can be still. Give yourself a moment or some moments. Find that breath. Let the breath be smooth. And just as you focus on your breath, we're going to make a very, very, very little effort to not turn the head, but to roll just part way across the back of the skull. So it's like not quite a full turn. So that your chin almost draws like a slight arc shape as it gently rolls shoulder to shoulder. Or maybe not quite as far as shoulder to shoulder. So if you had a little pen, not that you would, but if you had a pen attached to your nose or attached to your chin, I'd draw just a little rainbow shape. And I wonder if you can do this movement, keeping the arms and the shoulders quite passive. So just isolate that movement in the neck. And then when you feel like you've done both sides evenly, just rest back at center again on the back of the skull. And I'm just going to slide the arms out a little wider. They can go as wide as shoulder height, or they can be a little lower. I just want you to gently roll so that the palms point down towards the floor, thumbs point down towards your feet, and then roll the arms the other way. So the arms will lift slightly as you press the little finger side of the hand down. So just rolling over the hand. The hands are quite relaxed here. Internal and external rotation of your shoulders. It's so windy. I don't even hear the wind through my computer. It's really windy. It's quite a relaxed, quite a floppy movement, nothing too much. And then just relax those arms, let them rest. And then draw that right knee up into the chest. You can use both hands or you can just use one hand here. You can slide the left leg a little out the way. We're just going to circle around with that right knee. Just make it again. It's quite passive. It's quite relaxed. Reversing that direction. And I want you to feel, as you move this knee around, I want you to feel the right half of your pelvis as well. It kind of moves around with this. You're not just isolating the thigh, you're allowing that right pelvic half to move. And then we'll switch sides when you're ready. starting in one direction, few rounds in one direction. Again, left pelvic half just rolls around a little bit. Change in directions when you've done a few. And when you feel like there's about even, just reset the foot back down again. And just rest the body. And just stepping the feet a little wider, keeping the knees bent. We'll just do those very gentle twists, those windscreen wiper twists. And try and make this a controlled, fluid movement. So you don't just drop the legs. You slow them down on that descent. Just try and maintain a steady rhythm, a steady speed. And then I want you to just start to move the head in the opposite direction. So when your knees drop over to the right, you turn the head to the left and then doing the opposite. So just finding that rolling over the back of the skull. So go as slow as you need to here, because I know sometimes if we turn the head too quickly, you get a little weird feeling. So go nice and easy, nice and slow. And then I want you to just let your legs stay on one side, whichever side is easiest, and then bring your head round to that same side. Reach the arm up towards the ceiling, over across the chest, and gently press yourself up to seated. Sit however you're comfortable, whether that's with your feet forward as you sit on your bum or cross-legged, it doesn't matter. Hold around your knees or your shins, and we'll do a little seated cat-cow. So again, we just start gently as we roll back and roll forward, but feel that just like a normal cat-cow, that your pelvis initiates the movement and the rest of the spine follows. I'll leave it up to you if you want to add in your head into this extension and flexion, totally up to you. So we're just working with what feels good. Do one more of these. When you come back up to a seat, you can change your legs, you can leave them like they are. And we're just going to try a little double shoulder car here. So make sure you've got a little bit of room beside you. We're just going to gently reach the arms up. And then we're going to rotate, spinning those palms out and around and back. So you should have the hands away from you when you reach back. And if you don't have room, just feel free to go one arm at a time. As you come forward, you can let the arms actually cross over, doesn't matter which way. As you lift up, big circle. And you'll find, hopefully, that you have a little breath rhythm with this that makes sense to you. Julie, if your arm hurts, obviously, take it easy. Okay, so just to confuse you, we'll add in a little rotation. So next time the arms come forwards and they cross, we're going to open, rotate the chest to one side. So one arm's forward, one arm's back. We come up, cross, back to center. Then we go the other way, we lift up, twist the chest as you open the arms. If it's too much, just stay with what you were doing. If you're really clever, you can change the cross of the arms each time you come forward, but that's a little bit much for my brain. Do one or two more of these. So when you're like, I think that's my last side, you can come down and we'll just gently roll the scapula. So we'll do quite a relaxed, quite loose shoulder roll at first. And just try and hit all of those edges as you do that. All of those parts that the scapula can move, and a few one way, then a few the other way. Good. And then just relax. Gently undo the cross of the legs. And we're just going to slide the legs forward. I'm going to use my hands behind me here. So I'm going to slide the legs forward, extend the legs, and just gently lift the chest, just sort of squeezing the shoulders back. And you might be more happy, more comfortable with a slight lean back. You might be okay with that chest upright. But whenever you feel just a little stretch in the backs of the legs, okay, and we don't want a major stretch, just a little stretch in the backs of the legs as you lift up. And then I want you to step the feet a little wider in this position so that you can start to circle your ankles around. So you might be doing, come forward, you might be doing both feet going the same way or both feet going different ways. But as you do this, look at your knees, and you don't want your knees to turn out at all. So you should see the muscles of the shin working. And if you feel like your knees are turning and you are able to pop your hands onto your knees, just to remind them to stay quiet. Otherwise, this movement, when your feet and legs wobble out to the side, that's bringing your hips into this. So we want to make sure that it is pretty isolated ankle work. Change directions. Good. And then with your legs out, I want you to just bend your left knee in and drop your left knee out to the side. Bring that left knee up and extend that leg back. So you can be on your hands, bend that right knee in, drop that right knee out to the side, back and forwards. Okay, to make this harder, we lift the arms up and maintain the lift in the chest. To make it easier, we keep the hands down. So you're just bringing that foot in on that imaginary midline and drop it out. Now, those of you who want to go a little further, you're going to float the leg so you don't scrape the heel, so that when you just land the foot to drop the knee open, pick up the foot and extend forward. So we'll do a few of these each side. And if you want to slide that leg along the floor instead, go for it. But if you're doing this lift, I want to make it quiet. And see if you can just start to get a little higher with that foot as you extend forward and back. It goes up, bend, down, out, in, up, down. We'll do a couple more. And you can do this action laying back on your hands if you want to. It's totally up to you. And what I want you to think about doing in a second is ending up in Baddha Konasana, in soles of the feet together. So you'll step one foot in, leave it there, step the other foot in, leave it there, and then you can adjust where your feet feel good. You can hold around your toes, your shins or your ankles, and we're just going to, again, we're going to start to circle the chest around. And I want you to notice, as you're doing this, if your spine is staying quite neutral, so can you coordinate? It's fine if you can't, because I can't, but can you coordinate a flexion as you come forward, an extension as you come back? So essentially, you start to move the spine a little bit more. And if you just want to circle and not think about the spine, then that's fine. And then if you can, change directions. I don't even know if I did change directions there, to be honest. Goodness knows what's happening. And then when you come back to center, we'll bring ourselves over, hands and knees. Do it however you want to. In your hands and knees, just start with gentle wrist warm-up by rocking the chest forwards and backwards. So this range of movement is as big or as little as your body needs. Until you feel a little wrist stretch. So again, you can do this not really thinking about what your spine's doing, no problem. Or you can add in a little bit of spine work. So as you come back, I'm going to round the back, sitting the bum towards the heels. As I come forwards, I start to stick the bum out and lift the chest. So again, it's that cat-cow. Do it, and again, go as slow as you need to feel this movement. And then those of you who feel pretty coordinated and are doing this, can you reverse it so that when you come forward, you round the back, and when you come back, you extend. So we've reversed that spine. We'll do one or two more. Then come forwards into that rounded back. Walk your hands forwards so that they're just ahead of the shoulder. And think about bringing your hips a little closer to your wrists, squeezing your bum, pulling with your hands. Just slowly bring yourself all the way down onto your belly. Pop your fingertips either side of your chest, elbows up, and we'll just gently roll into some easy cobras. So just lifting the chest, a little tiny bit of effort through the hands, but you're going to slow that lowering down. Squeeze the bum, feet are as wide as you want them to be. As you lift up, you slow that lowering down. So I like to think of each rib touching down and then the forehead touching. As you lift up, I want you to really draw the shoulders and the elbows back. Keep them back as you come down until your upper chest lands, then they relax. So we squeeze, pull back. Keep them back as we hinge down. When the chest comes down, they relax. We'll do two more. When you come down from this last one, make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands and just really extend through those toes, really push those feet away from you. And we're just going to lift one leg at a time, just alternating until you feel a little butt squeeze. So we'll do 3 each side, so 6 altogether. And then we'll do 3 doubles. They do a 6, and then we'll do 3, just little butt squeeze leg lifts. After your last double leg squeeze lift, bring the hands either side of the chest, touch your toes, go through all fours and ease up to downward facing dog. And just be mindful, be intuitive here. Do you need to pedal out? Know what your tight bits are in downward dog. Are your tight bits your shoulders, your hamstrings, your ankles? What are they? What benefits from a little wiggling? What benefits from a little moving around here? And if it all feels good, just go for length everywhere. Is your neck quite soft here? From this downward facing dog, you're going to choose if you want to walk the feet forward or the hands back or do a halfway meet. It doesn't matter. We're going to come into a nice, easy forward fold. You can just hang over the legs, which are as bent or as straight as you want them to be. No congestion in the shoulders, no congestion in the neck. And then gently lift your head, bring your hands to your hips and bring yourself all the way up to standing. And just find a Tadasana position. So feet together or feet hip width. I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. It was shifted back. There we go. Okay. So standing at the front of your mat, we're going to combine a few of the actions here. So we're going to reach the arms up overhead. And at the top, I want you to push. I'm just going to squat down so you can see my hands. Push through the heels of your hands like you're doing an upside down handstand, like you're trying to hold up the ceiling. And then as you open the arms wide, you're going to turn and flex your fists the other way, your wrists the other way. So as you point back, your palms face up. Okay? So as we push back, open, we change the position of the wrist at the top, so we're in wrist extension. And as we open round, the palms will turn and you'll go into wrist flexion. Yeah, if it doesn't make sense, don't worry, just move your wrist somewhere else. Good. I want you to add in, if you want to, at the top, lift up onto your tiptoes. As you open the arms out to the side, you can lower back to the heels and you can bend the knees. So you're in like an ankle stretch. As you open the arms, knees straighten, reach up potential tiptoes as you push. It's a bit wobbly. We'll do 2 more of those. So wide arms, heels land, wrist flex, knees bend. It sounds like the hokey cokey. That's one. This time we're going to stay down with the knees bent with the arms behind. And then I want you to reach your arms forward, palms face each other. And then I want you to stick your bum out more to take a more of a chair pose here. It's up to you if the arms are forward or if you want to raise the arms in line with the ears. But feel some work through your ankles in your chair pose. So try and drive those knees forward. Keep those heels down. And then we're going to hinge and continue all the way down into forward fold. Again, you might be straight legged, you might be bent legged. And I want you to have your bricks nearby in your forward fold, just in case they help you in a second, okay? So hang there. We're going to keep the right foot forward as we step the left leg back into a lunge. And those of you who just enjoy that little bit of help with the bricks under the hands, then go for it there, okay? So keeping your left hand on the brick, I want you to reach your right arm forwards so that thumb is up. You can avoid this arm work if you want to. Now, as I lift the right arm up to the ceiling, I'm going to turn the chest to the right. Okay, I'm going to keep the chest turned as I turn the palm behind me and reach the arm beside the hip. The arm comes back up, and as I reach the arm forward, the chest turns. Okay, so adding in the chest, and we do that one more time. So arm reaches up, chest turns, chest stays turned as the arm reaches back. Take it up, rotate the chest round. Good. You can slide your bricks out, or you can use them if your mat is sticky. Step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. You can replace downward dog for a child's pose or a cat-cow. We're going to pull forwards through our plank or our kneeling plank. Find those strong shoulders. And if your knees are touching down, no problem at all. And then lower yourself to the floor by pulling your hands towards your feet. It can be chaturanga, it can be knees down. Untuck the toes, pop up onto the fingertips and find that gentle cobra. Slow that lowering down. Plant your hands, tuck your toes. Either visit all fours on the way up or just push through plank. Back to downward dog. We're going to bring that right foot forward in a second. So you can decide if it's better to drop down onto the knees, grab it and drag it and bring that right foot forward, or just step through. Your bricks are there. So find them and pop your hands on the bricks. We're going to land our left heel down, so spin and pivot, and we're coming up to a warrior two. So you can organize your feet here as you come up, or you can come up and then organize your feet. Doesn't matter how you do it. You might get here and be like, my feet are completely wrong. So, you know, you're in charge of moving them. And I want you to just find that level pelvis, okay? So not hoiking up that back hip. Find that level pelvis, and the depth of your knee bend is up to you. Find your breath. I want you to twist the chest a little more to the left. So traditionally we twist a little more to the right. So just turn the chest towards your back leg. Bring your back hand down towards your back hip or thigh. Reach up and over into your reverse warrior. Take as much support as you want to, and if you don't like the arms up, you just have the hips on the hands. The hips on the hands, that's a new one. The hands on the hips. I got woken up 4 times last night. My words don't work. Keep reaching back in your reverse warrior, but straighten your front leg. From that straight front leg, we lift the arms up wide out to the side and then hinge over, reaching. When you can't reach anymore, place that right hand down against the leg. If you want to, lift that left arm up, but do it with integrity. Push through the ceiling. Just connect in with your breath, come back to your breath. And you're working as much or as little as you want to in those legs. Good, we're going to bend that front knee and just ease our way back to warrior two. Check that those hips are level, that there's no hoiking. And then we're going to lift and pivot round onto that back foot, spin the chest to the front, bring the hands back down onto those bricks. Looking forwards, we're going to step the back leg forward so that you come into your forward fold, which can be bent legs or straight legs. Ooh. And your bricks, you can just leave them there. Gently bend the knees, lift the head, lift the chest, hands to hips. Find that chair pose. Reach those arms forward, or if you want to, reach them up. With those arms up, push through the heels of the hands as you extend the knees. If you want to, lift onto the tiptoes. Open the arms wide as you land the heels down, and then bring those wrists into flexion. It's like you're trying to pass someone a cheeky £5 note behind their back. Yeah? Go on, take my fiver, take my fiver. Yeah? And then as you raise back up onto the tiptoes, the arms come back as you push the ceiling away. Reaching back one more time, past cheeky fiver behind your back. Bend the knees. Good, keep the knees bent as you reach the arms forwards, palms face each other. If you want to go a little further, arms in line with the ears, hinge at the hips a little more, take more of a chair pose. And then all the way down as you fold over those legs. Bent legs, straight legs, who cares? Find your bricks, hands to bricks or hands to floor. We're going to step back your right leg this time. Your left leg should be forward. You're going to reach your left arm forward, thumb up, right hand stays on the brick. And as you twist the chest, that left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Keep the chest to the left as you turn the palm behind you, drop the hand by the hip. Really nice. Take the arm back up to the ceiling. As the arm reaches forward, the chest turns back to the floor. Remember, you can have your support brick any height for this. We'll go one more. As the arm comes up, the chest turns. Chest stays twisted as the arm drops back. And as you take that arm back up, chest turns back round, and then the hand comes all the way down to the floor or the bricks. You can keep your hands on the bricks for your downward dog if you trust your mat, if you trust your bricks. Otherwise, just slide the hands back to the floor. I've got a very untrustworthy mat, but we'll try. If you prefer a rest, take a rest pose. And then I want you to pick. We're going to come forward through our plank, through our knees down or not knees down chaturanga, and you can take a cobra or an upward facing dog. So make this whatever you want it to be. We'll make our way back to downward dog when you're ready. And you might want to drop your knees down. You might want to find hands and knees, or you might just step that left foot forwards. Remember, we've got our bricks. Get yourself there, take your time. Our next stop is warrior 2. So you can sort your right foot out now, or you can come up and then sort your foot out. Let me switch sides. So again, check those level hips and just have that lightness to the arms. The more you bend the knee, the harder this is going to be. So you can make this light or you can make this deep. Twist to the right with your chest a little more. And then place that right hand either against the hip or you can slide it down the thigh as you come into your reverse warrior. And just check in with your breath here. We don't want to be in a collapsed position. We want to be in a pretty active position here. And remember, you can have less arm stuff if you want hands to hips. We stay reaching back in that reverse warrior as we straighten up that front knee. Then as you lift the arms back up into that warrior 2 arm, hinge at the hip and continue to reach to the left as you ease your way into Utthita Trikonasana. Have integrity through either that right arm or shoulder. You know your body by now if you need a bend of that left knee or not. And just pause for the breath. Lifting back up to warrior 2, so lift the arms, bend into that left leg. Your brick should be there, mine aren't, so switch sides, but take your time to lift and pivot and turn yourself all the way back round into your lunge. We're going from lunge to forward fold, so lightly step your right foot forwards, fold over your legs. You might feel that straight legs is becoming a little more available. You might want to stay very bent-legged. As you bend your knees, lift your head, your chest, either hands to hips or arms forward or arms up. Are you ready? As we come up, we do our upside down handstand. As we open the arms round and back past that cheeky 5-pound note, you can bend the knees. Find that little ankle stretch. As you take the arms back up to handstand, you can lift up onto tiptoes if you want to. As you take the arms back, you land the heels, wrists flex, and knees bend. Keep those knees bent as you take the arms forwards or up. Hinge at the hips, find chair pose. Take the time, fold all the way down, keep breathing. Your bricks are there. You're going to step your left foot back as you find that right leg lunge. You can have hands to bricks, and remember you've got high bricks, medium bricks, or low bricks. It's up to you. Reach your right arm forward, thumb up. Turn your chest as the arm reaches up and back. Reach the arm back over. Turn the chest and really reach far away from you with that arm. One more, open, rotate, spin it round. Reach it up, rotate back. Use your bricks or the floor to take you back to dog. If you want a rest, take a rest. You can chill, you can use your bricks, you can not use your bricks, or you can come through your plank, your chaturanga, and your upward dog. Upward dog on bricks is the best thing that's ever happened to anyone, just saying. We'll meet back up in downward dog or all fours if you're doing that. And then we've got that, how do we get our right foot forward between our bricks? You might need to grab it. You might need to come down onto your knees. You'll eventually bring that right foot back. We've got to find warrior two. So we pivot, spin that left foot. We open the arms and we find our warrior two. We check in with our hips. Find your reverse warrior. You can use support of the hands or no support of the hands. Go from reverse warrior up and over Utthita Trikonasana, straighten that front leg, come over. Breathe here. We'll take this a little slower, we're adding in one more thing. Come back up with the arms. I'm going to turn the left toes out. So both of my feet are pointing out. I'm going to bend into the left knee. So take a little lunge, a little Cossack. And if you want to go deeper, you can reach yourself all the way down towards a Cossack. Just make sure you can get back up again. Drive to come back up. Woohoo! Pivot your feet round towards that right leg. Lift that left heel as you come back down into your lunge. Find the bricks, find the floor. Lift the head, the chest, look forwards. Step your left foot forward, standing forward fold. Bend the knees, either hands to hips, arms forward or arms up. Find that chair pose. Reach the arms all the way up. Push through that handstand if you want, lift up onto the tiptoes. Big circle back. Wrists flip, heels land, knees bend. Reverse it, take it up to tiptoes if you want to. One more, open arms, heels land, knees bent. Keep the knees bent, reach the arms forwards or up. Hinge a little more, chair pose. Hinge all the way down, forward fold. Bricks are there. Right foot steps back, slides back into lunge. Remember, you can just chill out here. You don't need to do all the arm stuff. Left arm reaches forwards. Left arm rotates the chest open. Reach the arm round. Take it back. Chest turns. I'm going to show you this with hand to hip as well. If you want the hand to the hip, you just rotate the chest and rotate it back. Your choice. Take a rest, step back, take a downward dog. You're going to move through your middle vinyasa, whether that's a plank, a chaturanga, a cobra, an upward dog, or nothing at all. Don't rush this. Go slowly. Each movement counts. Eventually, we'll all meet to somehow step that left foot forward. To find warrior two on this left side. Ooh. Switch. From this warrior two left side, reverse your warrior. You can cross the arms in front of the belly to make it a little more active, or you can take support. From reverse warrior, straighten the front leg, reach up and over Utthita Trikonasana. Keep it strong, keep it smooth. From Utthita Trikonasana, lift the chest back up, turn the right toes out, lunge a little into that right leg, or lunge a lot into that right leg. You can do whatever you want to with your left foot. You can stay down, or you can flip into the inside, or you can roll it up to the ceiling, whatever you fancy. Just make sure you can get back up again. Good. Turn, lunge that left side. We're not going to come to standing this time. We're going to step it back, downward facing dog. If you want one more vinyasa, you can do your plank, your upward dog, and all of that shiz, or you can just take your rest. If you've ended up back in downward dog, take a few breaths. And then we'll all take a little child's pose or a seat or whatever is best for you as a little rest to connect to your breath. When you're ready, slowly, gently press yourself up and come round to take a seat on your bum. You could take a seat on your blocks or block if you want to. So you're going to pick either like a bear sit type position with the knees bent. You can have the toes up or down, just whatever your ankles prefer. Or you can take an Upavista seat with your knees straight. Okay, so it's quite nice if you want to start this in bear sit, and then you can add in straight legs in a minute. So I want you to have your right hand forward in between your legs and turn your chest to the left so your left hand goes behind. You're going to find this twist in your bear sit or your Upavista. Okay, choice, stay here, just twist. If you want to go a little further, you're going to lean your right shoulder towards your right leg, and it'll be the elbow will be on the inside of the leg, and you can float that left arm up. And if you want to, you can float that left arm over towards that right leg. But just think about turning the chest towards the ceiling, however, whatever your variation of this is. You're going to come back up into that twist, so your hands are back on the floor. Maybe you stayed here the whole time. And then we're going to switch. We're going to twist to face the right leg now. So I'm going to rotate. Left hand comes forward. Right hand goes back. Stay upright in your bear, or walk those hands either side of that right foot as you forward fold. You might go part way, some way, doesn't matter. And then slowly come back up. So we should already be this side. We should still have our left hand forward, our right hand back. Show this with a bear sit version. Stay upright and twist, or start to lean your left shoulder, your left elbow towards your left leg. If you want to, right arm comes up and over, but you know, sometimes that can just add a little bit more stress. So you can keep that shoulder open. Breathe here. And then come all the way up, and we'll switch the hands again. So you're going to turn your chest to face the left leg now. Right hand forward, left hand back. Stay high, or creepy walk those fingers forward. This is great with a bent leg, just saying. Slowly slide your chest up. So we're all ready for round 2. You're still twisted to the left, where you can stay here, or you can go in again. This might be a little more space this time. Over that. I want you to go where feels good as you sort of lean towards that right side. If you're happy here, you don't need to come up to twist. You can just stay low and turn your chest over that right leg. Or if you want to come back up to this twist up, it's the same action. It's the same action. We just add a little bit more hamstring into it when we fold forward. A couple more breaths. As we come up, we're already twisted to the right, so we just need to lean that left shoulder towards the left leg. And it might be that your hand is here. It might be that you take a little lean. It might be that you take a full sort of hook towards that left foot. I want you to listen to your back, particularly across your lower back, to what feels good here. You can come up to rotate, or you can stay low to rotate. If you're bare sitting, just like this. 2 more breaths. And then take your time, slowly come all the way up. Recollect your legs. There they are. Okay. Give yourself, I want you to potentially have blocks nearby. Just going to bring me to the side as I spin round to lay down on the back. You can do this slowly, holding the legs, or you might not get a choice on whether it's slow or not. Okay, we're going to just revisit the little twist that we did the other day. So your choice is, with your feet on the floor, cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Okay, if you know this doesn't work in your body, you're going to sandwich the knees together. Okay, so you can do a cross or a knee sandwich. You're going to roll absolutely everything over to the left. So I want you to roll onto your side, reach your right arm over to the left. You're just doing like a really lazy sideline twist of the hands here. So your knees are going to be down, either stacked or right leg crossed over. And if your knees find it difficult to reach the floor, that's when you pop your brick underneath your legs. Okay, you're going to slide your right palm to your right chest, turn the right chest to the ceiling, and decide if it feels good or not good to open that right arm out. At first, it will be a bit like active, and then it will go, relax. Undo the cross of the legs and just slowly roll the knees back to center. Adjust, you'd have gone wonky, so adjust your hips, adjust your chest. If you're crossing, cross your left thigh over your right. Roll everything over to the right. If you want the brick, use the brick. Left hand, chest, as you turn the chest towards the ceiling. And if you want to just trail that arm open, you can do. You might notice there's a big difference between the sides. And just really connect to your breath here. Allow everything to relax a little more in this twist. And the next place we're going to go to is Shavasana. So you can come into that in the most lazy fashion that you can. Really just floop your way. Try not to disturb your body too much as you set yourself up for Shavasana. Finding your breath. Being in that experience of your body. Slowly let that breath deepen. Moving however you need to, big stretch or very quietly. Take your time to bring yourself into a seat. Just gently bring your palms together. Take a slow breath in. Slow breath out. Namaste. Well done.
Thank you.